what's good? Can we talk about this Mixbox fiasco and exactly what happened? Because welcome to What's in Your iPad podcast. All right, so we're gonna revisit the but we're gonna shit on it again. So should we even revisit that SB yet?
Yeah, let's revisit. Fuck it, we do both.
Okay, so we're gonna revisit that. We're gonna talk about this Mixbox drama. Explain it and everything. It's fixed now, though, right, Cheez? You said,
Facts,
well, at least
fixed.
for you.
Yeah, no.
Right.
They just dropped the update maybe a day or two ago, or whatever. Cause I didn't even know.
So, when was the first update? It was like last week or a couple days ago, right?
Your guess is as good as mine. My iPad like kind of auto updates. I didn't know about it, so it was a cat on Instagram, 40 Deuce. He sent me a DM and was like, "Yo, have you seen this happen in Mixbox? This happening for you?" And basically, like, all of us had paid for Mixbox when it first dropped or whatever, and so all the effects were unlocked and open. And then when they updated it to make it free now, or free, you know what I'm saying? You could get it free, but it only has a limited number of effects you could drop in there. And
with an in-app purchase, right?
Yeah, and so with an in-app
$80,
and so
all right, and that gives you what?
That gives you everything. Gives you
Okay.
so you know how like you open up like the let's say the reverbs, and you got a bunch of different reverb types that you can throw in there. Like it unlocks everything. It's the way it was when we bought the app. So but when they updated it to make it a free app, you only had like one effect in each of those categories. And excuse me. And if you was trying to get the other ones, they was telling you, oh, you want those? You got to unlock everything for $80. And so everybody else, so, you know, if you already paid for, you like, fam, like, what's going on? Like, just last week I was using these, and now you asking me for a couple dollars. But they fix it. Like, as far as I know, they fixed that shit pretty quick. And
Yeah,
you know,
because it was a couple days that everybody was like, "Yo, where'd all my shit go?" And me, thank God, I didn't update it, so I still had my shit, and I was not trying to update.
I didn't think they was I didn't think they was gonna like drop the ball like that completely. I figured that they would fix it. I was just happy at how quick they fixed it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
they ain't take no time. Like, you know what I mean? And so, and that's pretty dope. But you know, I will say, me and Ms.LeD, we was gonna ride on them like Tupac and hit him up.
It was about to be Peep City.
That's why you should.
Yeah.
But
they fixed
shout
it
out
though.
to Mixbox though, because it is a good app. But I like when apps do that. Like when they come out and you can try and mess with limited things just to see if you like it, if it's for you, and then you got the option to purchase the shit.
Yeah.
I love that. It was just weird because they did it backwards.
Facts. They definitely did it backwards. But I think it's probably the price point. They had they realized like, yo, like we are probably one of like very few apps that's out here charging this type of money, because a lot of the apps cost that much. Like they got a Sampletron joint. I think it's like $50 or $60 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like a Mellotron, and you could import your own samples. I'm like, okay, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I think the Mellotron is dope, but I don't know. I'm cheap when it comes to these apps. I'm sorry, like, but
the iPad spoiled us.
Did it ever, man? We caught it at we caught it at the best time, because I really think that these $80 apps and these $100 apps is on the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they on the way,
as they should be, honestly. Compared to the computer prices, I've been said that, like, yo, they're bugging. Like, how you don't know your worth? I guess they just wanted to let it be known, look, this is doable on the iPad.
I think it could have been because you know, like the iPad was basically, remember back when what's the dude that did Freddie Gibbs' album, the producer, Mad-LeD, right?
Oh, Mad-LeD, yeah.
So remember when he said he did everything he made all the beats on the iPad, and people was like, oh, it sounded like he made those beats on the iPad. I'm like, oh my God, like that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? But pretty much the same way people used to look at the computer versus like you know, hardware, and now they're looking at like, then it was like laptops versus desktops, and now it's like iPads and phones versus computers. You know what I mean? And it's all because like you know, the iPad probably can't process. I'm not, that's not my area of expertise, but it probably can't process like the same way a computer does. And we've all experienced like certain things that happen. So I think that's why the prices were so cheap, because it's like, yo, the iPad is quote unquote not as powerful as a computer, but I don't know, because like
works for us. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we all came from a different time where we had to make workarounds work. You know what I mean?
We started with the play, record, stop, play, record.
The pause tapes, yeah, man. Them joints there was everything.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was nothing but hardware back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We was talking about earlier the 1200 and the 2400, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it was actually Rob Victim who hit me and was like, "Are you getting the SP404, the new joint, the MK2?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Hell yeah, you?" And he was like, "Hell no." And I was like, "For real?" And remember, this is before the new SP1200, the reissue was dropping. So I'm like, "For real?" And he was like, "Why do I have this iPad in my hand?" And I had to check myself, because I remember when I first started making music on the iPad, I'm like, I need nothing else, and I'm approved. And that's why I even started making videos, because I'm like, my friends would laugh at me, my peoples would laugh at me, and I'm like, I'm approved that you don't need nothing else but this iPad. And then the MPCX dropped, the Live 2 dropped, all this new Tascam, all this new shit that you can incorporate with the iPad dropped, and I forgot. He's absolutely right. But I say that to say this. A week later, no, I'm gonna prove a point, Cheese. You laugh. A week later, when that SP1200 reissue, whatever you want to call it, dropped, he hit me and he was like, "Are you gonna get it?" I said, "Hell no." I said, "Are you?" He said, "Absolutely." And I said, "That goes to show you it's not all about what you could do with that iPad. It's about what you just love fucking with. Let's keep it 1,000. When you're a gearhead, you're a gearhead, period. Like." And I just started to laugh. But the truth is, you do not need shit else but an iPad. We've been telling people this for how many years now?
iPhone.
Like, that too. Yeah, just a phone. Like,
yo, but I still have the picture in my camera roll. With the date, it was like November 16, 2017. It was the day that I went and got my camera connection kit. Cause I used to literally keep a laptop, the old MacBook. Remember when they made the black MacBook? So I used to keep that in my book bag with the little Akai LPK 25. And I would at work, I would sit there and on my break and just make beats right there. And then like, you know, I got that camera connection kit. It was over after that. I was making beats on my phone. Man, listen, I used to have a what's the joint? I had a Push 2. Sold that joint, bought an iPad. and that was the day Beatmakeristhesquad got started. I kid you not. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. So, bro, you got that new iPad. How you liking it? You been fucking with it?
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's super powerful. No glitches. It's operating like a computer.
It's fast as shit, right?
Yeah. I got a lot of space. I think it's like 128 gig.
See, you brought up that SP404, and like I already told myself, I'm not gonna have it to 2022, and I think I'm right, because we only got like 20 days left in the year, and I don't expect that joint to be here no time soon. But like at the same time, like you talking about this new iPad, like I got the big flat screen TV iPad, so you know I'll be on the train. I'm not trying to take this big motherfucker out, you know, but like. Yeah, that 404 is about the same price as a mini.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, Koala, man. I mean, I still want to see somebody compare the new 404 Mark II to the Koala. Somebody's probably already done it, but I just need to find
a new version of the Koala?
Yeah, like a versus video, because like.
Oh yeah, you know they do they have like a little podcast or something they do that on, I think.
Yeah.
Koala? Yeah.
Koala has its own like cult following. It's actually pretty bananas. Like
it's like the SPs, the 404s. Yeah.
I mean, one for Koala for the price, but then two for the portability, and then the fact that like we can break it out to multiple outputs. You can do all types of stuff. It's like it grew up a lot as an app.
Yeah.
When we're like like I would stay with Koala maybe over like the SP. I mean, and that's just me personally. And I also have a bunch of like drum machines around here too. So it's like I got the 2000 and the MPC Live. That's like another like piece of hardware that I'd have to put someplace. But
yeah,
Koala, man. Like,
Yo, did you ever see the video where dude it's this dude, he takes a MPD 18, I think the old MPD, the black one, the black flat one, and he made like a little enclosure for it and slid it in there, and then he put he took a phone and he basically made a sampler. He made a hardware sampler with Koala. He even took an audio interface, but but he made the audio interface lo-fi, so it's like it's not I don't know if it's 16-bit or whatever. I don't know, but I know it's not CD quality or whatever quality they do now. And so as soon as it goes in, it's going in dirty before it even hits the Koala effects and everything like that. And the joint is like this big, got a little phone. Like I was like, yo, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? And you consider the fact, like you said, you could bounce out multi-tracks from Koala if you even want the multi-tracks. Like I mean, lately I haven't bounced anything. I've been 2-track Tony for the longest. That's like a little baby MPC Live right there.
Yeah,
Not for nothing.
and you can charge way more than $1. Cause listen, if something, I need no more of anything. But if I see something that's 150 under, that's like. That's a little piece of money, but in my mind it said, "Oh, that's like 25 cents. I could get that.
Yo.
$1.50, I could get that. I could squeeze that in."
Yo,
then I'm sitting here with unnecessary shit.
yo, I got like 6 to 7 samplers in here. Like if I probably ain't counting all of them because I don't even know because I got whatever. Because remember my rule was 250 and under. I used to be on eBay like if it's 250 and under, I will get it. You know what I mean? And I was not including shipping in that 250. Like
how much was a Microgranny?
I think it's like them joints went up. Cause when my girl bought it for me a couple years ago, and I think it was this $90. She got that for me for Christmas for $90. And then now looking, it's just like $199.
Everything
went up. Aliasing too. That's all your dirt. The aliasing, you had that with that first.
Alright.
I'm keeping
it a buck about the Microgranny. Like, I bought it just for that reason because I wanted a dirty sampler, right? The Microgranny is very, very difficult for you to like get a sound that you can actually use later on. Like the dirt on there is too much. So it's to the point where you got to run everything in it. You got to run everything in it at a very, very low volume.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it doesn't distort too much. And then, but the dope part about it is that you can pop the card out and then like it's a WAV file. You know what I mean?
That is dope. Wow. So it records it.
Yeah, it records it.
Dope. Yeah, that is.
Records it and you save it and then like you pop it out. Or like what I was doing in Audio Share is, you know how Audio Share allows you to drop the bit rate and stuff like that. You can do that in Audio Share, then export it out, and boom, like so that's the dope part. Like it has like a foot in the past and a foot in the future or the present, whatever you want to say. But like it's just a little too dirty. Like you know what I mean? Like it takes you gotta be precise with it. And like for me, like that kind of kills the flow. Because if I gotta do so much just to record the sample, I'm like, yo, I could just do this in a computer or on Beatmaker 3 or something like that, and get the dirt that I want. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah.
But it's still a dope option because the joint like is like this big or whatever. You know. So.
So. Let's revisit this Espi App. Bry, we didn't get your take on the Espi App.
Oh yeah, right. I think the concept is super, super dope. I saw the original SP 1200 in the 90s, back when I was doing ADAT studios. Back then I was doing the MPC. I think I had my MPC 2000 from 97, but before that, I was seeing a couple 62s in the studios around the area. And a lot of people doing computer stuff, just MIDI sequencing on the computer. Yeah, I didn't know how to use it. But then when I saw the app, I bought it originally. And I think, Cheez, you said it was still a couple bugs on one of your posts. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. I might as well wait until it gets fixed. And then the update came out and it was fixed. And I started cooking on it. And it was real dope.
Yeah.
I learned the whole workflow. It's super easy and it's super hip hop. It has that whole 90s vibe. Just making like your regular beat on it has a different flavor to it just because of, you know, the quantized rate, the bit rate, and pretty much the whole soup, like the whole soup that cooks up by the time you get a whole beat cooked up between, you know, the sample and how you change it and all that stuff. But the newest update came out that lets you map it, pretty much broke it again. So like now it says you need to use a microphone for audio. I think it's some message about Apple or something like that. And the latency is so late, it's just unusable now.
And that's crazy because that's how it was when it first dropped. When it first dropped, the latency was bananas on it. Like you press it, put your finger up there, it's like boom. You're like, whoa, you know.
Yeah.
And then they fixed it. When they fixed it, I like you said, I was loving it, and I was determined to make some ignorant trap shit on it, and I think I succeeded.
You know what? So. Exactly, dude. So like once you do that, it will give you some crazy flavor because I think some down south bass people were using it too.
Yeah, no, like so, and that was one of the reasons why like I was like, yo, I want to make like, you know, I want to make something with the you know, like the rolling hi-hats and all that on it, because I was like, because like I know that people kind of like they put certain things in a box. You're like, oh, this is boom, this is only for boom bap, and it's like it's an instrument. You can make whatever the hell you want on it. You know what I mean? Like so. And so like that's and plus I just wanted to see like you're talking about the quantize. I wanted to see how you could quantize. And once I seen you had them triplets on there, I was like, oh, we in there. You know what I mean? Speaking of SP though, I just want y'all to see this because y'all started talking about eBay and I couldn't help it. I'm gonna send a screenshot too, so you can put it on the thing. But peep the price on. Can y'all see that?
No, like.
Oh no, 15,000.
Oh damn.
$555 for the hardware.
Yeah. Wait, it's original.
Oh yeah, for the original. Yeah.
This is it definitely ain't unused. This is actually a reissue. The reissue one. This is also from Armin. And like if you don't know about Armin, like his name is Armin for a reason because he's gonna charge you an arm and a leg for everything.
I went up there before. I've been to the spot.
Yeah. I mean, I bought it when I had my 3000. I bought it from him, and I'll say this much: so I bought the 3000 from him, right? And then like within a couple days, it like the disc drive stopped working, and I put the joint under my arm, took it right back down to him. I was like, bro, what's going on? And he stood there, and in 10-15 minutes, he opened the disk drive. He's like, yo, there's a piece of lint in your disk drive. That's why it stopped working. He put a new one in, and he ain't charged me nothing. You know what I mean? So I'll say that much. Like he know his stuff. You know what I mean? And he also knows it's not. He's like one of very few. But when you walk in there, Ms.LeD, you ever been to Armin shop?
Nah.
Listen.
It's a bucket list. I know.
Listen, from it ain't really a bucket list because like he ain't. It's not
I'll
like
go in there and get broke.
It's like Sam Ash, right?
Nah, it's like from floor to ceiling. Just drum machines, synthesizers, everything. Like if you're looking for something if you're looking for anything, he's definitely the first place I would check because he's gonna have it and it's gonna be in good shape. You know what I'm saying? Like outside it might be messed up, but internally it's gonna function just fine because he literally he's fixing it. You know what I mean? He's gonna solder it, everything you need to do. Like, but if you break something, you take it to him. Just know you're gonna pay a nice little piece.
Facts.
You're gonna pay a nice little piece. He fixed my MPC 1000 one time, and all I had was one button messed up. But he was like, "Oh no, I put all new tack switches on your whole shit." I was like, "I didn't even ask you to do that." And he's like, "Well, yeah, I did it, and here's your bill." And I was like, "Motherfucker!"
$400-500.
Like 400, yeah, at 400. I basically acted when he gave me the bill, it said it was 400. I put 400 on the table, and he was like, "What about tax?" I was like, "You said 400, bro, and I asked you to fix one button, so you gonna figure out that tax on your own." You know. Facts. So yeah, but
so I don't know. Hopefully they get the SB together because we are fiending to play with it. Well, to be able to play with it, right? To make some music with that shit.
Yeah, it's real promising.
Nah, it's dope. It's really dope. It's real dope. And it's another joint like kind of like Koala where you could export stems out of it. You know what I mean? So like after you made your beat, you just export all the sims out, and then so you can put it in whatever other DAW you want to do, and get your mix on. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's dope. Like that's real dope.
I mean, so it's doper. So I learned from looking at original SP1200 videos, because it was so much like the original. I learned, you know, the workflow from the old videos, right? What's missing? So on the 8 outs on the original one, it had the filter outputs. You know, like one and two were the main outs. Then you had these like 8 filters. Then you had these other type filters. So like Easy Mopey or somebody that was like a master would, like, when you track it out in the studio, you track it out through the filters that you intended it to go out on. And when you tape, I mean, it's like a whole other dimension. So like that, the ESPI doesn't have that. And I'm not sure if they can even incorporate that part. But it's like the nuances, you know what I'm saying, that make all the difference to me is where I'm going.
Yeah, the workflow, like you had mentioned to me, like when I was in it, I was making a beat on it. I was like, yo, this is like very fucking simple. Like it was like, yo, press a button. This is what it does. I was like, oh, that's it. Like, and it like I felt like once I made the first beat on it and kind of understood it, the shit worked just real well. You know what I mean? Like so like, but until they updated it.
I think it's gonna get fixed though.
No, hell yeah, no. Dude's gonna fix it. He gonna fix it because remember he has a joint on a computer and I think on Android already. Yeah. And apparently like the updates have been like very frequent.
Yeah,
and,
he comes quick with them. So, I'll give him that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause everybody was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of mad like with the way it was when it first dropped. Cause I'm like, yo, you can't charge me, $13 for a broken product, man. You know, but I mean, but like I said, he's on it, so that's the dope part.
You ever used the original Cheez? The hardware?
I never even touched the SP. I've been to Armin's and seen 100 of them in the room. Like wishing I had a gun so I could just grab one and run out. Give me that SP and that MPC 60. It was fixed for me until like the MIDI mapping update. Like so like that's the second update I believe. So the first update made it usable, and then the second update took it a step back. I
haven't tried since that second. I haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, well.
Maybe
don't do it. Especially because like you in the same boat I'm in right now, where it's been like a minute since you made some music. That ain't the one to go to right now, because it's going to shoot your confidence right in the foot.
Facts.
You gotta talk about the new Animoog. That's what you're talking.
I don't think, did we talk about that? It definitely wasn't in depth if we did. If we talked about it, we just brought it up and kept it pushing probably. If at all.
Have you used? How much have you used it?
Not a lot. Let me pull it up real quick.
I mean, it's cool and everything like that. You know I like it because I've had Animoog since I had the iPhone 4, right? And one thing I always wish about Animoog, because I do like it, you know what I mean? I just always wish it was AV3. That's it. Yeah. And now it's AV3, but like I feel like it's like too little, too late. You know, like, it's like oh, all right, I done forgot about it now because there's so many other joints. But I mean, but it's free though, right? Yeah, it's definitely free because I wasn't about to pay for it.
Yeah, but then on top of that, it imports all your sounds that you had before. So since I had that for a long time, and that was like one of my number one apps on iPad that I'd use in the studio. So I bought like about 80% of the packs.
Got you.
So then just putting it right on here, it is like maybe a better format. It gives you it's like a different way to control the same thing in some ways. It looks like it's some new options, and maybe a whole new interface, I guess, is the change. But it looks like it has a lot of problems too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a synth. You know what I mean? I love synths because you could like, as long as they got all of like the control options on there, like the modulation and everything like that, you got a whole world of sounds, like sound possibilities in your pocket, you know? Like, so.
Yeah, damn. It's like, so the Moog stuff, the Animoog series, I mean that whole line, and then like Audio Kit, as far as like synthesizer quality, I think those are like towards the top. Like what I use in session, like here the mixing of hardware stuff too. slide right in and it'd go right, and it'd have the right level of complexity and texture going in. But they're just some of my top preferences. So.
What app you talking about, Ms.LeD?
The standalone Nembrini.
Oh, the guitar joint.
The live rig standalone.
Yes,
host.
live
Throw
rig.
your effects in that shit.
I think that's pretty dope.
Alright, but I didn't use it. I didn't try to use it. I actually opened AUM to use it. Can you believe that?
You got AUM?
Yeah, Ben had it, but I never.
I know you had AUM.
I had that, and what's the other one like AUM?
Audio Bus, right?
Yeah, Audio Bus.
Yes, Audio Bus.
That's Audio Bus is my shit. I love that shit.
I had them shits for years, but I don't really need them. I don't fuck with them like that. You know what I'm saying? If I do anything, Beatmaker 3 is my holder of all. So
yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
Capable of doing that, So.
And now with the Tascam, forget it. the iPad just gets plugged right in, so it's like.
Yo, how dope is that though?
Amazing.
Like.
I love it.
Yo, speaking of the Tascam, they got an SSL joint that's like the Tascam now, right? The Big 6. Yeah.
I heard.
The Big 6.
Yeah.
Seen that?
Yeah.
Look, a lot of people want to take that new Tascam and put it on iPad, and it's gonna be over, y'all.
Listen.
Yeah.
They get the preamp. Yeah, all the quality.
Let me tell you, I've been eyeing that Tascam for a minute before it even dropped. And then I had forgot about it. Didn't realize it was dropping. And Cheez hit me like, yo, look. And I'm like, oh my God, he got it. So I'm like, now I can ask somebody, does it do what I need it to do? And I'm like, yo, Cheez. And when he's like, yo, it does, I was like, hello, somebody placed the order. I don't know who I gotta call. But,
hello, Mr. Ash,
I was
Sam,
just waiting.
Sam, Mr. Ash, Sam.
I was just waiting on that confirmation. Like, yes, it does what we needed to do with the iPad. Good money.
Listen, you should have seen me walking with that fucking box.
Oh
from
yeah,
Guitar Center.
You got the big granddaddy boy.
Yo, the box is so fucking big. I'm walking down the street happy as a pig in shit with this big ass box. You know what I'm saying? People was on the train like, what the fuck is that? I'm holding this shit like, don't say nothing. Like,
no,
fuck
wish
that.
A motherfucker would.
Wish a motherfucker would. I will knock you out with this box.
Radio Raheem.
Yo, the shit was bigger than Radio Raheem's radio, man.
Word. Cause my shit is the 16, and my shit is so freaking doofy. So I could imagine that 24.
That's just listen. I will say this much. I look at that thing every day, and I'm just like, I love you, and I be looking at it too, and I be like, I'm so sorry. It's been like a month, 2 months since I actually like really sat down and used it. You don't fuck with it, right? I'll be having a time now, man. But trust me, I got vacation coming up.
Yeah, you got to be sat in your spot. Like, you can't, you know what I mean? That's not a piece that you could carry like a little Behringer, a little Ford. Nah, yeah, that shit is huge. You got to really be sat and set up.
Yeah. But using that with with just like, it's so dope. You just plug any door that allows you to route your audio to external outs.
Facts. That shit ain't failed me yet on anything I tried.
Yo, it is, and for me, the dopest part is like, right? So like it got like every channel got the EQ on it, right? So like I've used it with Beatmaker 3, and like I'll have like say I have the kick going on. I got the kick going out through certain effects and shit like that, and then I can still use the EQ on the board in there, and then like I can have everything right there summed and going back into Beatmaker 3. Oh. And the thing is, I used to think you had to wire it to do that. No. The last 2 channels that you can't access on the board is this a stereo sum of everything that's come. Listen, I'm very, very.
You don't
happy.
need nothing else, yeah.
Oh,
you don't need nothing else.
I didn't need that mixer. But then how about when you plug the MPC into that joint?
Yo, that shit's incredible. That shit is so. Just being there, I got everything in that fucking Tascam. Everything. I could come in here and click the button and boom, let's go. Let's do some crazy shit. Like, it's crazy what I'm gonna be doing in here. Like, crazy. Now that I got like the setup I actually want with all my pieces, Because all this time I can never get it right. Like, it's always, all right, I ain't fucking with that, so I'm going to just set this up. I move shit too much. And I feel like now I got shit where I don't got to move everything. Everything is usable where it's at for the first time in a long time, pretty much.
You know what?
It should be crazy.
I had my setup like that years ago when I had a patch bay, and I had like I remember because I had that's when I had Machine. I had Machine. I had a S900, not the 9. Yeah, I had the 900. But the 900 shit was like on its last leg. I had Machine S900. I think probably maybe some synthesizers or whatever, but everything was always plugged in, and all I had to do was just hit the switch on the surge protectors. Everything turned on. You know what I mean? And then one day I was just like, yo, I need to switch everything up. I'm still kicking myself for doing that shit, man. Still kicking myself, you know? But it is what it is.
Especially when you're on the go, too, though. Like, and you bringing little shit with you. Like, all right, let me bring this over here. Let me put this over, you know? But
yeah.
Another reason the iPad is crucial.
Crucial. But speaking of stuff on the go, something I would really love to get my hands on is that damn SP404 MK2, man. Like, because, like, I'm tired of waiting for it. Like, I'm tired. It made me think that maybe on Monday I might be going to B&H and saying, you know what? Why don't we switch out this 404 for iPad mini? Like, cause yeah. But nah, cause I want that 404.
Yeah, we don't need it, but we want it. And you know what? It's a good buy. Might as well fucking do it.
Now the reason
because
for me, it's cause like the form factor. It's got the 16 pads, which I'm used to. You know what I mean? So that means I could get busy the way I get busy, right? And then on top of that, it's like I could like. Remember you sent me that post so you could plug it. You could power it with a
that battery
with
right?
a power bank. Like for me, that right there, like.
Yep.
Forget about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I could charge my phone and power my drum machine at the same time.
That was my volts.
That's any no.
That's
it's the way it's always been. The way it's always been. Like that was one of the features that they added. Like, I've seen a couple reviews from people that have it so far. Like a lot of people saying like it's still like a little buggy. It's a couple things that they hoping Roland addresses. So I don't know. Well, I find out probably around about March.
Damn,
nah, don't say that.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I know about chip wars though, like supply chain and the chips. So
yeah, and it's like a chip shortage now or something like that, right? Yeah. So
yeah, I gotta call Connor from Sweetwater's bitch ass and see where because he was kicking that November December shit. And
November done passed, and December is pretty much
a blink away.
Yeah, December's a fart in the wind, pretty much right now.
Facts. Facts. I don't even think we should do a top 5 apps though, because not a whole bunch of new apps came out, and it's gonna be the same apps we said last year. Like, you know what I mean, for the year, for January.
What apps did I send? I sent you them top 5
like
and I forgot them. Yo, the Koala, yeah, it's facts.
The samurai,
but to me,
like you would, yeah.
But to me, dude that made Koala, he owned the last. I feel like the last 2 years he's owned them.
Yeah.
Like, and that samurai update, like once you put that the what's it called in there, the step sequencer. Yeah. It's like, it's step sequencer, the time stretch, the chopping. It's like
dope too. Yeah, it's a wrap. And the integration is real dope too. It's like now it's giving you almost the same. That's why I said SP1200 vibe, because like you're not going like a whole bunch of menus. You're really kind of just going to the place where you want to go, and then you operate in that mode.
Yes.
So
yeah, like, that forced workflow. That's that good shit though.
Yeah.
You get shit
so like
done.
on SP1200, so it has those little buttons like which mode do you want to be in. It's just like swiping the screens on a Koala. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like you can workflow. It's like you're in song mode, or you're in sequence mode, or you're in edit mode. You know, so like which mode you're in. You editing and chopping samples, making a sequence, song mode. Koala got more effects in that joint out the box. It does not have more effects probably than the 404, but it might have about the same amount. And I bet you could do a really
Oh.
close impression on.
Facts.
Oh,
Once you
there's
double up on your effects, you could get the same of
bet,
some of the
yeah.
ones
Yeah.
that the SP got. That
Yeah,
Koala
just
and-
resample it. Yeah, lower
Mhm.
like do the bit crush, slow down the pitch, and resample it back, and then do no doubt. I bet.
there's,
Once you got resample, you good.
exactly. And see, I think it's a lot of people who like. So I feel like a lot of cats that came up in the era like when it was just when everything was on a computer. They don't really grasp the whole like importance of resampling. They just want to plug in on top of plug in on top of plug in on top of plug in. Yo, print that shit to audio. Let your computer breathe because the shit about to blow up.
Tell you where you learned it in the 90s though, the ASR 10. If you had the EPS 16 plus or the ASR 10 in the 90s, you learned about resampling then. Because, like, it was like, and Sonic was made by like half of Commodore 64. The company that made Commodore 64, right?
I know.
So, and then the other half, I forgot. I forgot the story. It's a good story though. But the power, it was like the processing power wasn't anything close to it. Like even the first iPhone. So like once you're doing your sequencing, it starts slowing down after you have like a whole lot of samples loaded in, or if you have a sequence and you want to do some stuff like more stuff, cats are just resampling that stuff back to pads, and then you can get down. So like. It kind of like that was the way to beat the limitations back then, and then especially the ASRX when it came out. It had like I think it had a resample button right on the button. So like little loop, resample yourself, and then chop it, and then you can start doing like all that stuff,
Yeah, man. I remember like the first sampler I had. It was like first big sample I had was a Yamaha SU700. I had a love-hate relationship with that thing, but the one thing I learned by using that was that resampling is everything. So like I'd have a sample, I would make a loop like with a synthesizer, and then like and put effects on it, and then take that loop, then resample it back in, and then like it like you said, it relieves you of all those effects, and so now your joint and it's like and after a while you start kind of getting your own workflow with it. Like I don't know. I just think all these other all these joints, the Koalas, like you said, the old joints. I like some stuff that allows you to like kind of work. Like it gives everybody has their own way that they work with it. You know what I mean? Like with certain I feel like there's certain joints where it's like it can only work this way. You know what I mean? Like the MPC joint on iOS.
The iMpc,
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's why I never really it never really resonated with me. Like I made like a beat in that joint, and I never opened it back up again. Like
people use it. Your man Jerry
Pizzini.
Oh yeah, Ice Cold Beats too.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, and them two, they be killing their beats on that shit too.
I
can use it, but I'm just more comfortable. Is more options for me on the other side. So
because you used to use it a lot though, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to use that shit heavy.
Yeah, that's what
when
I thought.
I was like MPC app. What? Like my head exploded like the emoji. I'm like, what? That's the first I dived into that shit. And it has its limitations, but it's so much more you can do. I don't want to shit on it and say it's not like Koala has certain limitations even before they did the update, but it was fun to use. That MPC app wasn't fun no more to me. So I went to the other side, never looked back.
Yeah, it was like a whole for me to get that one track to work, it was a lot of work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And you know what? The same thing with the Machine app.
Oh, well, I don't talk
same
about
exact shit, but that was even worse. But you know what I like? Yeah, but you know what I like? You had it, Brian, and you know what I liked about the iMaschine app? The sounds. They got some good sounds in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds in it was fire. The iMaschine app, see, like, cause I encountered the iMaschine when I had the actual machine studio, like the big joint, and like the thing I liked about it was that like I could start a beat on iMaschine and then export that file and it would open up in the big machine. But see, the thing that I hated about it though was like the pitching. They didn't have semitones on it. So they was like, oh, drop it by %. Like who does that? Or something like that. Maybe they've changed it by now. But I haven't opened that up in forever. Funny shit, I saw a dude on the train making a beat in iMaschine on his iPad. On the train, I wanted to tell him so bad, hey, bro, like, listen. I'll give you $40 to get Beatmaker 3.
He probably thought he had the best thing, right, in the world. Like, oh shit.
Yo, he was on the train going. He was like going crazy. His iPad be like, "Why you bullying me?"
He be fucking that iPad up. Listen, I can't talk. I'm very hard-handed. I be in here beating the shit out my iPad too. So, but yeah, those are the first two apps. I think as a producer, when you're familiar with the Akai, MPC, and Machine, the first thing you go to look for when you grab a device is, let's see if Akai is on here or Machine.
Machine is on there. Yeah.
So that's why. What happened?
No, I'm keep on. So I'm looking at iMaschine 2 right now. She's $9. So nobody's messing with it.
What?
Yeah,
It been $9.
Huh?
It been $9.
wait,
Nah.
So here's the
You
thing.
gotta buy it now?
Oh, it was free. So like,
Did I not?
if the sounds are fire, is it worth me buying it for $9?
Listen.
I don't remember if because I believe you got to buy sample packs in there too. So I don't know if you want to get into that.
It comes with some sounds, you know what I mean?
It comes with some sounds, but I know there's sample packs in there are fire too. But I'm not sure. I haven't been in there in literally years.
I'll say this much. It's like the sounds to me are comparable to the quality wise, the sounds that you would get like if you download any pack for the MPC Live. You know how Akai got them sounds. Them shits be like super shiny, sparkly. Like some of them shits is too clean. You know what I mean? Like I tried to make a beat with some of them stock drums in the MPC, and I was like, yeah, listen. These drums are dope, but they just don't fit the vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, I went through that all night. I got some dope samples, chop shit up, and I love to sit and play with my drums and get them dirty. I cannot get these fucking drums. I use the stock sounds from the X, and I'm like, yo, I can't get these shits dirty for nothing all night.
Them joints is like Carlton outside the Oprah Winfrey show. You know what I mean? Hey, smiling and everything. You know what I mean? Like, and they dope ass sounds. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the sounds or nothing, but it's something like they're like
You know
very.
What it gives me? Instead of hip hop and what we like, it gives me techno and club, like those vibes. Those
I get real pop vibes
for that.
Mm-hmm.
But not for our shit, really. Even when you go to the hip hop shits they got that says
they still too shiny.
There's maybe one
shiny.
fucking bank in there I fuck with, like my go-to.
Yeah. But you know what? I personally would prefer them to give me the drums that's nice and shiny at first, because like for me it's like, all right, so I got to do X, Y, and Z. I just overdrive them a little bit and do some stuff, and then I'll just resample, rechop, and everything. Mm-hmm. But then I just grab that record that's got the drums that I know I like, put that joint on.
Yeah, it goes both ways. It does, yeah.
You know? Yeah, because we were just saying Koala just took the year. You know I got MIDI sync now, right? You can sync.
Yeah.
Yo, that's why with that that little 3D print MIDI, boom, got you a little MKII MIDI production iPhone. You know what I mean?
Or just get an old iPhone and then have like some controller you got and just buy that 3D print version. Get an MPK Mini, and it'll be over when you have an MPK Mini and you stick it to there and the iPhone's the screen for the Mini. That makes it 9. You have a whole studio on your Mini.
Listen, you can take it even a little bit further, right? The controller could be a Bluetooth pad controller. Because I've used Bluetooth MIDI with the iPhone and the iPad, and like the latency is not there. It's like right on time. You know what I mean? So because I had
bad luck with anything Bluetooth.
Word?
Yeah, I get a lot of latency with things.
I use the what's the joint? The joint that goes into actual MIDI inputs. I forgot what the Widimaster joint. I
got that.
I love that shit because I'll put that on the back of the MPC one.
Yeah,
and then use the iPad as a sound module, and then plug the audio back into the one. Man, listen, when I was using that setup with and MPC is so dope because it powers the MIDI controller. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then you don't need nothing.
Word.
Oh, what? Oh, that's one of
Axolotl. But look, they got USB class compliant. So now I can put my MPK Mini, and it comes out Bluetooth.
So wait. Damn. Yo, that joint look crazy. That joint look like you about to go like you about to be in Die Hard and what's it Nakamichi Towers?
No, it's a robot. Hey, look, I got a good one though. This is good. While we're just saying that, I pulled out. You're talking about the drum machines. Now I looked at that iMaschine and I was like, man, I think I'll stick with the ESPI. And right when you're talking, I was like, we should ask Rob Victim how he got his working, right? I pulled out the SPI, the iPad app. And you know how it says you want to let the iPad use the microphone? I said, no latency.
Wow. So you fixed. Oh, shit. It's the little things.
Dude.
I'm dead.
So look, let me go back and do it again, just to make sure. Yeah. Damn, I wish I could share screen. Okay, let's see. Here you go. So I'm trying to play it. It's like this app needs microphone access, right? But then I say don't do it.
Okay.
Brian fixed it.
Wow.
Yeah,
this opens up so much stuff now, man. So I was gonna mess with this MPC 2000, and I got my nano synth, right? But the funny part is the MPC 2000 has two outputs. I can stick that Widimaster in there and then have the iPad be my second output for the 2000, bro. And then Animoog Z. So there's a synthesizer right there, and then I have the sound module. So I got all my pianos and Rhodes and like your general MIDI drums. So if I want to assemble or something like that, and then I can load up in the 2000 with the SD to MIDI, the SD the SCSI. So I got like an 8 gig card in the 2000 right now.
And the other dope thing about that, like too, is because like, you could like dead ass turn an iPad. You could really turn it into like a multi output piece of gear. Like you know how like a Triton had like the two main and the four externals. Yeah. With the right I'm mad right now because I used to have I had another Tascam audio interface that worked perfectly with the iPad, and if I kept it, I could have had the iPad. You know what I'm saying? Just basically turn the iPad into a piece of hardware, you know, and because it had the MIDI inputs and outputs on it, like all through just the all through USB. But imagine you got the MPC with the Widimaster out, right? And then you got the iPad with the physical hardware output. So like if you using it like a sound module, so you say you got multiple different sounds, you could have stuff routed to different outputs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? As opposed to just printing, digital tracks and then just importing audio. Like it's to me, it's something about when it goes through them wires. You know what I mean? Like it's something about it. Yeah, it's something about it.
6 hours on the live and then go on to the mixer. See live to the 6.
No, I was gonna ask Brian if he's gonna mess with that with that big 6.
No, I'm not gonna buy it. I think the money.
That's just $3,000.
Yeah. So I looked at it right. I already have the same master bus. It's twice the amount of preamps. So like if you're recording a band, I can see where it could totally come in handy. The USB output, people were asking for that on the first 6. They were like, if you made a USB output, this would be perfect. I kind of didn't care because I already got my own converter, so I like converting my own audio. I got some outboard gear too. For me personally, I'm not going to get the 6, but it's actually pretty hot. So if I didn't have anything, and I get like the MPC Live, the iPad, and the 6, and then if you got like that U87 mic or something like that, you don't need preamps. You don't need a lunchbox. You don't need preamps because you already have. And the new 6 has mid-range EQ. So I got high and low on mine, but the new 6 has high, low, and mid. I think it's like 700K. 700.
That's whack.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Why would they leave that out?
No, it's all right. I mean, I got the lunchbox too. So like personally, I don't have to
That's
worry
right.
about like vocal EQs. Like, I got like a nice little tube compressor over there too, like an opto. But yeah, I think it's dope, and I think they're smart for doing what they're doing. $3,000 for what it is. It's like it is a bona fide SSL. It sounds awesome. And then if you don't worry about like trying to recapture it back, if you go right, if that's your in and out for your computer. And then what I saw on it, like the last two stereo channels, you could flip the button and make it feed the audio into the channels from the bus. So like you could do just like with your iPad, but you can send it from your computer to the SSL6 and back to your computer again.
Yeah, because the Big Six is it's an
interface.
Yeah, it's an interface, but it's also it's a hybrid mixer like the Tascam.
Yeah,
you could route channels out to the faders and stuff like that, which is pretty dope. But it's to me it's like for $3,000, like I understand like you're getting all those converters and stuff like that, but just for me, like for $3,000, I need more than like it's just 6 channels, right? Or 6 faders.
No, it's plenty more on the Big Six. I think it's like it might be 20 channels. But the thing is, so like I have 6, 8. How many faders on here? 1, 2, 3. It's like 4 faders, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 faders and 1 master fader. It's 8 faders on the Big Six, I think, and the same master fader and same output section.
Yeah, see, yeah.
You can still get the same amount of inputs, but I'm using like a knob for the last couple of inputs on here.
Yeah, I you know what? Like I know for a fact that I'm not going to be getting it because I already got a mixer. You know what I mean? But that thing, I tell you what, that on the eyes, that thing is beautiful. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Oh my goodness, it's like, and I feel, I know, and I know that they be knowing that when they make this stuff. It's like, we can't make this shit ugly.
It's true. So for the price though, so like I think so if you get an SSL channel strip, right? Say you get an SSL preamp. Say you got 4 SSL preamps, that cost like $800 or $700, right? That's 500 series. Then you'd get 4 more SSL EQs. And the SSL 6 EQ is just a high and low, like the one I have. Let's just say you got those, they're like 500 each. So that's 4 times, what's that, 2,000 plus the preamps times 4 times, yeah. So like you're already over 3,000 right there. But then you have the SSL bus compressor, which everybody cares about. That's what you really go, like out of everything, that's the thing I use the most, to tell you the truth. I'll put all my analog stuff out. Even if I'm summing through my D box, I'll hit that bus compressor on the 6 because it gives you that flavor. Just that by itself costs over $1,000 if you bought like a rack mount SSL bus compressor.
So basically, so the Big Six is pretty much it's actually a pretty good damn discount.
Well, plus you get summing. So if you say if you bought all that stuff, stuck it into like a 10-pack a lunchbox, you'd be over $3,000 for one. But then you wouldn't be able to sum it because it's just individual modules. You need a patch bay and another mixer.
Got you.
It gives you the mixer to hear it and the channels on the mixer.
Well,
if you just get flexibility, it's like it kind of sells itself, man. It's like
you
hear how it sounds. Nobody's buying those and sending it right back. You're like,
Facts.
Oh, okay, stays in my house. This is one of my cornerstone pieces. What else do I need for this? You go out and buy like a better mic once you get a mixer like this. So you're like, I got good preamps. I want to get me a better mic now.
Got you. Nope.
Nope is right.
No, I got in a thought real quick. I was like, ooh, like maybe that.
It's like now I want an 87 so bad. Now I need a mic that's like over $3,000 just for the hardware that I have. Like for my analog gear, my next mic has to be over $2,500.
Yeah, but see, but you record like if I was still recording vocals like I was like years ago, I could see. You're not recording vocals? You don't
since COVID. I mean, I do like a few.
That's right.
But like nah, I shut down. Like I'm doing online mixing now. But so I got that ML1 mic. It was like $800, but on Black Friday it went down to $500. And then it's emulation mic, so it emulates all the tube mics and all that. It's dope, man. So
what mic is that?
The Slate is still cheap now too. Look at the Slate ML1 mic. It was $800, now it's down to $499. It has like when you buy it, it comes with I think like 30 mics, and you get a needed preamp too.
For our listeners, thanks for tuning in. If you want to see visuals, Everything we speak about is on the screen. Hit the link in the description. It'll bring you to our YouTube with visuals. Peace to Cypha Omni and J1StarBeatz, who wasn't here today. And thanks for viewing. Fellas, plug yourself.
Yeah, you can catch me on Instagram at Beatmakeristhesquad, also on YouTube at youtube.com/beatmake /Beatmakeristhesquad, and you can also go to Beatmakeristhesquad.com, get some sounds and stuff. And if you get the sounds there, just holler at me. Give me a minute. I will email them right to you. It's your boy Cheez.
All right. Holler back at you, DragonFlyBry, Dragonfly_Bry at IG. You gave me a micromix.com, MIKROMIX. Peace.